Several colleges and universities are now shifting their focus to the spring semester after putting into place some aggressive testing strategies to try to control COVID spread.
Later this morning, the UConn Board of Trustees is expected to vote to extend contracts for continued COVID testing in the new year. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro joins us live from the Storrs campus with more on this. Angelo, good morning.
Good morning, and as we talk about these aggressive strategies, I do want to point out that UConn has had a testing protocol in place since day one. You may remember they were testing these on-campus students as they were moving into the residential halls back in the summertime. And of course, the goal now is to keep that proactive approach going as we head into the spring semester. So what's happening today? The Board of Trustees is going to discuss and vote on different contracts with 3 different medical service providers to continue the student COVID testing for the spring semester. So that does include reentry testing for students moving back into residence halls come January. Now, the Board of Trustees will need to approve a total of $6.3 million to extend all 3 of these contracts until either late July or early August of 2021. And according to the university website, UConn Storrs has been practicing what's called routine surveillance as an obligation of the reopening plan that was provided to the State Department of Public Health. So that means non-symptomatic students on campus are randomly selected to be routinely tested. However, the university has also been encouraging all students to get tested regardless of whether or not they have been randomly selected. Now, we did just speak with one student who says he feels a lot more comfortable being on campus knowing the university is taking a proactive approach heading into this new year. Take a listen to that.
Some of us come from out of state, and then some of us people will be going to different places during the winter break. So like, it's good. I think it's a good idea to do the retesting because you don't know where people are coming from, and someone could get COVID, and that could affect like the whole entire school.
And just a quick note now about the upcoming holiday break. According to the university website, it is now required that residential students here at the Storrs campus be exit tested before checking out of the residence halls and traveling outside of the area for Thanksgiving break. So that testing is being done at the field house here on campus, and the university is also offering testing for off-campus students as well. Now, that Board of Trustees meeting is set to happen in just a little bit at this point. At 8 o'clock, of course, we'll bring you any updates here on air and on the Fox 61 News app.